This presentation is about digital citizenship and privacy and security concerns if you're using the internet. The internet is a scary place, especially if you consider the amount of personal information that we have stored about ourselves online. Who has access to your internet traffic? Anybody with a computer and a little bit of know-how has access to your internet traffic. This can be done through sniffing packets that might be coming across your network if you haven't secured your Wi-Fi, or they can maliciously put software such as keyloggers or internet traffic inspectors on your computer through a number of different means, either malicious websites or gaining access to your computer through your own internet connection. Now, protecting your information identity is going to be difficult. Most websites that have some sort of protection will display a symbol of lock next to their web address, letting you know that they are using RSA encryption. This is supposed to protect you on your computer while you're entering information, say on a banking website or entering your credit card to make a purchase online. You should always look for these particular symbols when you're using online banking or other websites, as some scams can masquerade as a legitimate site. And if you stumble on that thinking you're going to the correct location and start entering your information, they'll skim it and use it to put together a profile and use it for either stealing your identity or money from your bank accounts. Bill C-51 is probably the most recent threat to your personal security online. This piece of legislation, which is currently being pushed through by the Harper government, will give more power to many levels of government and spy agencies, while creating a secret police force that has no oversight. This will be done by granting policing powers to CSIS to act on intelligence gained through internet surveillance. They could use these powers to detain people without warrant only on suspicion of terrorist activity. Since this legislation doesn't provide a definition of terrorist, it's easy for this bill, when it becomes law, to lock people up for opposing views to the government by labeling them as a threat to national security or economic interests. This should be cause for alarm, as they could use this legislation to take away your rights to freedom of speech and security of person. For example, if you write your thoughts on an internet forum denouncing a government policy or inciting people to protest against a worthy cause using your social media account, you could be detained or put on a no-fly list. One way of protecting yourself and securing your information is to use stronger passwords. Tips for stronger passwords are: do not use the same password on many sites, and don't forget to change them often. If you have to write down passwords, keep them out of sight and stored safely. If someone breaks into your home, they could steal your passwords and have access to your online world. One way to protect yourself even further is to use a password manager. These are applications that will generate and store strong passwords, requiring you only to remember the master password, which gives you access to all of your passwords and sites that they relate to. Use at least 8 characters in your password or more. Longer passwords are harder for people to crack. Include upper and lowercase as well as numbers and special characters, and not just at the end of your password. Using unusual words or sequence of words can also thwart hackers. What level of privacy or security can we expect against nefarious people wanting to steal our information or identity? The best method to using the internet securely is to not use it at all. In this day and age, it's almost an impossibility, since basically everything we do has migrated to the internet, from filling out government forms, to filing your taxes, to accessing email and online banking. There are some safeguards in place, but as we've seen in the news, these safeguards are failing us. Almost on a weekly basis, we hear of breaches on corporate websites and theft of personal information by hackers. This could be anything from credit card information to passwords, and this sense of security is only good until someone finds a hole. The storage of personal information and pictures, as well as data online via the cloud, is a train wreck waiting to happen. As we have seen with many celebrity personal photos being stolen and paraded online, this makes me wonder whether or not the cloud is the place to be. We are basically making it easier for people to delve into our personal lives and take what we're told is safely stored with just a few simple keystrokes. This is only the tip of the iceberg, and what's going to happen in future with additional information being sent to the internet through devices connected to the Internet of Things. We have to be diligent about protecting our information and identity online so that we don't fall victim to things like phishing scams, where hackers use legitimate-looking websites and emails to phish for information. By accessing one of these websites, you could be giving away a wealth of information, allowing hackers to steal your personal information or access your online banking. If you want to surf the internet and have some level of privacy, one way of achieving this is using a virtual private network. A VPN is a tunnel to the internet through a service provider that offers two types of protection. Firstly, your Internet Protocol address, or IP, is masked by the service provider. The second is that internet traffic is encrypted. This provides a simple way to surf online without fear of watchful eyes following your internet traffic. VPNs can also be used to circumvent blocking of content based on region. Some providers such as Netflix or YouTube will do this. Many providers offer servers in different geographical locations. This means you can spoof your IP or your Internet Protocol address to appear to be in a different physical location. The VPN server assigns you a private IP address that only appears to originate from the country where the content is allowed, while your true IP address is protected behind their servers. In recent months, there have been some developments in the use of VPNs, where content providers such as Rogers have asked the government to ban their use. They claim that their businesses are suffering losses because of these services and want them to put a stop to it. The problem with this is that VPNs do have a legitimate use in business. This allows workers to access a company network from outside the walls of their office in a secure manner. It was also recently discovered that there is a security hole that allows an internet browser to leak your true IP address if you run either Chrome or Firefox with a plugin called WebRTC enabled. Another way of keeping your internet usage anonymous is to use a prepaid mobile phone SIM card with internet access. In some countries, these can be purchased with cash, so you do not require to give your personal information out when purchasing a SIM card. Of course, your internet usage could still be monitored and identity found out if you access things like online banking, work email, or other telltale activities. These could also be traced back to you. The Tor network, or the Onion router, is a system of interconnected servers that were developed by the US Navy to safely send sensitive information across the internet. Like an onion, there are many layers of connectivity through these systems, based on a number of different nodes, each node offering an additional level of anonymity. The way it works is your data is encrypted and the information is passed between servers without the ability for someone to sniff your internet traffic to find out the origin or destination or even the content of these packets. The Tor network has been successfully used by many people in countries that have repressive governments or restrictive internet access. Dissidents are able to bypass firewalls put in place by the government to gain access to either restricted or censored information, or even just to communicate outside of their own countries. There have been some revelations about your anonymity in the Tor network, as it's been proven that the NSA had created malware that, when installed, opens a backdoor which ends up revealing your true identity and location. Nothing is really safe, and probably my Google searches have now put me on a watch list.